For recording purposes, I'd like to state that it is November 12th, 2014. I want to take a look at one of the many features available in the platform. We have something called e-reaction, and I'm going to take a look at Humana. Humana recently came out with earnings. We could see that they were before the open, and the stock gapped down dramatically. So we're going to take a look at the actual earnings page. We can see what the EPS percent change has been quarter over quarter. We can also see what the gain has been before earnings, and we can see what the gain or loss is after earnings. And here you can see that we've had some pretty big sell-offs the day after earnings, but 3 days after you can see that the stock starts to recover, and if we take the market out 3 days afterwards, we can see that the stock actually performs pretty well relative to the overall market. When we click on e-reaction, we're able to see how the stock performed the day after earnings for the last 4 quarters. So let's assume that I'm looking at this and the company has just announced earnings. If they announced yesterday after the close, this chart will be the next day's price action. If they announced before the open, it will be this day's price action. So I want to see what did the stock do immediately after the earnings announcement. And here we can see the stock gap down and it rallied. Here we didn't have too much of a reaction. Here we see a gap down and a rally. Here the stock gap down and it kind of flatlined. But we do know that it has a tendency to rally after the number. So on this big decline here, I came in, I evaluated it, and I bought some calls. What's more is that if I overlay the one option system, you can also see that we had a buy when the stock came out. So that simply made it much easier for me to get into that position. And I bought the November 133 calls for less than $2. They're currently $4.50 in the money intrinsically, a very quick double. So that's how you use the earnings and e-reaction tabs. This gives you a very nice snapshot of what the stock has done heading into earnings, what the beat or miss history has been, the price performance before earnings, price performance after earnings, and here again you get a really detailed look at what the stock does after the earnings announcement. I hope that this tutorial helps you.